Hello everyone, it's me, Miko. I've been meaning to make a video for quite a long time, and you know what? What better than June? Because June isn't just Pride Month, it's also Male Mental Health Awareness Month. In celebration, I'm coming out as two forms of bisexual and bipolar. I am winning both pride and mental illness. Yay. But on that note, that's kind of the big reveal there. I was recently diagnosed with bipolar 1, which, yeah, makes a lot of sense. For anybody wondering what we're doing right now, I'm just going to be making the video I've been supposed to have made months ago, which was an entire box full of Squirtles. I decided I needed to kill two birds with one stone, not only make a video that talks about that is an update. I don't plan on editing this one. If I do, I will have a little Marshall Lee note at the bottom down there. I bet you there's an edit before this. I bet you there is. Anyways, I'm just gonna move this into move some Pokemon that I moved over from my Pokemon home over. But as I was saying, I've been meaning to make a video for a hot minute now about this, and just haven't. I have been pretty busy. Last week alone, I've been to multiple appointments in multiple times a day, even. So, yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. No. I'm also doing this format because I actually really love, why did I put that on my party? As I was saying, I actually really love streaming, but I don't have the energy to stream. So I decided to make kind of like a podcast stream merger thing, just to kind of meet in the middle, effectively. I am way too used to X being a running button. To anybody who doesn't know, I've been playing Omari. You can join my server to find out more about that. Bam. But as I was saying, I've been meaning to make some videos for a while now, and a big reason why I haven't has been, honestly, just dealing with a lot of depression. Just gonna be blunt and honest on that one. It's been dealing with a lot of depressive episodes, and it's been dealing with a lot of new discoveries. I've been working with my therapist, I've been working with a psychologist, I've been working with a lot of people to try and work through this. The biggest reason why I'm even in therapy, and I have this even credited, is that I want to be able to make content. I want to be able to be consistent at it, and I want to be able to make a living off of it if even possible, even a few dollars. I want to at least be able to make $1. And of course you can't do that if you're not making videos. That seems like an obvious statement to make, but it's the truth. It's a hard pill to swallow as well, actually. Like, yeah, you can't make a video, or you can't make content if you're not making content. Yet I have no excuse. I actually bought a Steam Deck recently, which right now I'm currently programming. I'm moving a bunch of files on it at the moment, specifically Wii U games. Because I would love to make a video on some of my favorite Wii U games. I don't want to feel like talking about that right now. That's some future plans for me. What Marshall is listening? I feel it. I feel Marshall right now. I feel it in the corner of his face right now. I see it. I see it right now. Yeah. That's the same. So yeah, that's where I've been. The other place I've also been has been surgeries. A lot of them. More specifically on my wrist, and of course, well, I shouldn't say a lot of surgery. The more specifically where I've been is I've had surgery on my wrist. My right hand had really bad carpal tunnel in it, so I had to get surgery on that, which it's been slowly recovering. It's surprisingly hard to do a lot when your hand isn't quite functioning the way it should be. Do that. Can I ever just stop and do a little fast forward? This is fun, yeah. What? Yeah. For those wondering though, I do have scripts and stuff in the works. This is something that's actually quite tough to talk about, and I've been meaning to talk about it for a long time. One of the things, what a lot of people don't quite know about bipolar is that it's not just some extreme mood swings. It's a lot of things. it's your motivation getting all frantic. 1 minute you can write an entire series of scripts. Sometimes I write like 5 scripts a day. This is no joke. I will write about 5 whole scripts a day. I'm using an Xbox controller, so the controls are a little weird. Bear with me as I just shuffle stand through this. Go, move. Alright. I guess. Oh. And now shit. Okay. We're just talking out. You know, I said I wasn't going to edit this video, and yet the reality is I know damn well that I'm too finicky of a person to not find parts that I need to edit. And when going right back to the Switch from an entire 2 months of using a Steam Deck is a very drastic thing to do. But back to the point. There's a lot to Bipolar that can actually really suck. And I mean genuinely suck. For the past several weeks, even months now, I've had everything I need to make videos. I have a new phone because my previous, to be more correct, my wife had unintentionally broke her phone by dropping it in a bucket of water, and my phone's back plate was broken. Or back glass, my bad. So, we bought new phones. So I have a brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max. Oh, this is fine. As I was saying, I have a brand new 15 Pro Max, which actually has a really good camera for motion tracking. Way better than my iPad even, actually. Hell, the depth of field on this one, or whatever it's called, or depth of view, is amazing. I don't know what it's called. It has a lot of it, though. Somebody correct me. Somebody tell me what the fuck it is. I'm not good with English. Or words. Or speaking. I digress, though. But yeah, I've had a lot of equipment for the past several months, even, to just be able to do stuff. I have a new capture card. I have a Steam Deck. I have a lot more memory in it. Like, I have a bunch of external hard drives with a bunch of games in it. I have a lot that I want to talk about, in particular with emulation. And yet, all of these are still scripts. Like, they're just scripts. They're just chilling on my computer doing nothing. And yet, I still want to do them. And it's so frustrating to be torn between what you want to do, what you can do, and what your brain will allow you to do. I've been torn into the place of where my brain just simply doesn't allow me to do stuff that I enjoy. And I mean that. Now, how did I learn that I have bipolar? Well, the simple reality is I kinda knew, or I kind of figured it out a long ass time ago. When, you know, a majority of my family has it, both my mom and my sister, I kinda knew that the likelihood of me having it was there. And of course, the thing that ended up finally pushing me over was the day that I actually woke up. A few weeks back in the middle of May, I had woken up and I just felt like absolute death. I felt awful. I felt so depressed. And I literally couldn't fucking figure out why I felt that fucking depressed. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, is there problems with my money? No, my money's doing pretty good. Is there problems in my relationship? No, my relationship's good. You know, these thought processes that go through your mind, like, it goes from like the most basic of money to relationship. And as you go down the list, you realize nothing's wrong. And at first I thought it was depression, because I was diagnosed with that. But then it just wasn't working with my medication. So that felt off. And then it was followed, and then shortly after I had this episode of just sheer energy, power. Oh my god, I was on top of the fucking world. It was like I just pounded a fucking monster and it kicked in. You ever actually pound a monster and that shit kicks in? It felt like that. It felt like that for days. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't focus, but yeah, I could focus at the same time. Like, I could focus on 5 different projects, but I couldn't focus. It was like my mind couldn't figure out where it wanted to be, what it wanted to do. What am I doing? Where am I going? How do I do this? It was terrifying even. And it was the first time I ever really was, I guess you can say, conscious about it, kind of thinking, looking at it, because it's not the first time this has ever happened. In fact, it's happened so many times that it's affected my upload schedule. Unironically, my therapist used my upload schedule to figure this shit out. She noted the times when I would have sporadic uploads. She noted the times when I would have energy. She noted the times I would write scripts. She noted when all this stuff would happen, and yet when they wouldn't was always the part that stood out. She also noted that this is a thing I enjoy. A very common thing I talk about in my therapy sessions is making content. It is how much I want to make content. How much this is a thing that I fucking love doing. I love entertaining people. I love when people tell me I'm doing good shit. Hell, I even love when people tell me I'm doing terrible shit. I don't care. I love it. Feedback's feedback. I don't care. And yet, somehow or another, that's the thing I struggle the most at. I can do other fucking nonsense perfectly fine that makes me either depressed or happy, but yet the thing that is the most beneficial to me is the thing that I suck the most at. It took a long time to accept that that's not normal. It's not normal to love something and yet never want to do it like that. Maybe there's other reasons why. Maybe some people don't care much for it. Maybe their life's busy. Who knows? But my life's not really that busy. Contrary to popular belief. Yeah, I sometimes have a lot of doctor's appointments and stuff, but it's not really that busy. If you catch my drift, like, I do schoolwork, I do a part-time job. I could easily squeeze in time to do a lot of stuff. Hell, when I put my mind to it, I can do a lot. I can accomplish a lot. Yet, I struggle with that. Except for random moments in time when I suddenly have all that energy to do it. I really hated that, actually. I really fucking hated to have all of my energy tethered to unpredictable, unconscious moments that I have no control over, that I have no say in. And yet, here they are affecting me the most. That is wildly unfair, you know? Just wildly unfair. And that's what bipolar is, actually. It's unfair. It's a bully. It's a bully of a disorder that takes advantage of these things. I think the real killer of it is how much it makes you believe that it's your fault, and that it makes you believe that you're the problem. Why aren't you making content? Well, you're the problem. You're lazy. It's your fault. Whatever excuse you want to hurl at yourself is what it will make you feel. And so much of it is compounded by external factors. It's compounded by people telling you that you're lazy. It's compounded by people or it's even compounded by an algorithm that punishes you because you can't keep up with it. You're punished for feeling that way, and it compounds itself. Nothing makes you feel worse about being mentally ill than having a world that is so designed to punish you for being mentally ill. Because there's no control that I have over this. I didn't wake up and decide that I didn't want to do stuff. You know, that's a fact. I didn't wake up and decide that, you know, I didn't care to make videos that I love making. That would be stupid. Like, obviously, if I wake up and I decide I'm not making something I enjoy, then maybe I didn't enjoy it to begin with. That's how I at least work. I don't know about other people, but if I don't enjoy doing something, I simply don't fucking do it. At all. Like, why would I do that to myself? Why would I subject myself to doing stuff I don't like? I don't know how normalized that is in society. I choose to try and ignore it. And by that I mean I choose to try only in doing things that I, you know, either have to or... nah. Like, if I have to, it's one thing, but if I don't need to, then I won't. This is something I've lived with damn near my entire life. I've had multiple therapists, I should say. I've had multiple therapists suggest that I might have bipolar. It only took this one several months to kind of work through a lot to get to that point. Which also means that I basically now share a one-to-one diagnosis chart with Chise, so that's great. That's wonderful. We like that. We love it. Wonderful. The good news, though, is I am on medication, and it seems to be working. Instead of recording this during a manic episode when I'm talking so fucking fast that I have to slow myself down to do the episode, and then I have like 6,000 cuts, I'm trying to do this in as little cuts as possible. In fact, the only real cuts I want to have is editing out, it's just editing out random moments of stuttering and silence and blah blah blah. I think I said that already. I'm gonna edit that out. I might leave in moments where I say that. I hope you're listening. But yeah, the other thing I'm doing is I'm actually in voice therapy right now. So, you know, I'm hoping to practice my voice once I start really getting more confident in it. Like, that's kind of a goal, actually, is to, you know, practice my voice. I'm trying to sound like, I'm gonna edit a clip in here of Rimuru or Nanachi, or maybe both. I don't know, I'll probably do that. Just to kind of give you an example of what I would like to sound like. I don't think I'm going to be able to sound dead on like them, but I love that scratchy, androgynous voice, and I really want to have a more scratchy and androgynous voice. One, for myself in real life, and two, because honestly I think that kind of matches Miko's character and design a lot more. So, there is that. And the other thing I want to do is I'm trying to find some motivation to work on a webcomic that I've been planning for a very long, and I mean long time. It's called My Emotional Support Human. I've talked about it before, and it's a comic that uses my previous online character and still mascot of my brand, Lilith Valentine. Cute little motherfucker, aren't they? They cute little motherfucker they are. Yeah. So I plan on making that. I have a little more motivation. If there's anything I could say the medication has done, is it at least has concentrated my motivation in areas where it needs to be more concentrated. I'm doing a lot more around my house again. As you can see, as evident from what I'm doing right now, I'm making content that I've been planning for several days now. I've been building this up inside my mind for days now. And I decided that the only way to actually get over that is to do it. Just fucking do the shit. Make the fucking shit. That's why people subscribe, right? You better be subscribed, by the way. You better like the video, too. In fact, not only should you better like the video and subscribe, you should also donate to my fucking coffee! Yeah! Seriously, anything would help. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, you know. I don't like to beg, but... Please. Please. You know I'm cute. That said, I am working on the next episode still of my series. It's in the works. I'm not promising anything when it's gonna come out, because I honestly don't know. You know, I've got my office set back up. I've done a lot of stuff. For a lot of people who don't know, I've kind of spent the past few. I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna be honest, I've spent the past few months chilling in my bedroom with my wife. I've had my laptop up there. I've not used my office that much. I've been really not doing good. I've been really not doing good at all, mentally. I have to be real. Like, this disorder has actually been genuinely killing me. It's been killing my motivation, it's been killing my ability to work, it's been holding me back for a very long time. Bipolar isn't fun at all. I could never imagine anyone finding this enjoyable. At the same time, I'm very happy to know that I have it. This is to say that now that I'm aware, I've been able to start treating it. I'm in proper therapy. I have a psychologist. I have medication. It's on my record. I'm a lot happier knowing that I have it than the continuous torment of not knowing. I think that's something to be very important, but that's very important to say, that I am a lot happier knowing that this problem exists, knowing that I have it, and knowing that it is just what it is. Like, that it is just what it is. Like, this problem's not gonna go away. I'm never gonna just magically wake up and no longer be mentally ill. But at least I can wake up and know that I'm gonna be okay. That, I've got people who care about me, I have people who love me, and I have people who enjoy me. Excuse me. So there's a lot of reassurance in now knowing what's going on. I think that's really what has come from this diagnosis more than anything else. It's that confirmation that something was wrong, that I knew something was wrong, and to actually have medical professionals say, yes, you were right. There's something wrong. There's something very, very wrong, actually. And to actually take it seriously. A lot of people who have mental illness often complain about not being taken seriously, but here's a sincere hot take. I think a lot of them tend to be so distrusting of the medical institution that they hide a lot of what's wrong with them. I was hiding for years. I was tiptoeing around the problem. I was not being honest fully. I was not saying what needed to be said. Instead, I was saying what would basically keep me qualified for certain things that I needed done medically. And as a result, I was suffering. I think a lot of people do the same thing, and I don't want to project myself onto them, but I've encountered enough people to say that I think I'm not alone. And I find that very disheartening to believe that I'm not alone. Because at the end of the day, I don't think anybody should feel alone in this. I don't like the fact that people do feel alone with their own mental health. It's pretty awful, actually. So I don't like that. But yet I've been doing it for years to myself. I do wonder how many other people are dealing with this kind of stuff quietly. I do wonder it. That said, now I'm gonna deal with it loudly. Very loudly. Now everyone's gonna know. I'm gonna tell the world. I feel as though there's a Marshall Lee citation noting that the entire point of this video was telling the world. So that threat no longer actually holds up, makes sense, or is logical. Thanks, Marshall Lee, my little fact checker. I definitely didn't say that with any at all offense. Anyways. But yeah, I've been wanting to make this video in particular right here for a while. And this is the process that actually goes into making a box of video. 1, I choose Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl because it's a fast game. 2, it has some of the best everything. For example, it has the best Eevee sounds. To anybody who remembers that gem, that was the Eevee video that brought a lot of people here. Hello, if you're here from the Eevee video, by the way. Hi. I bet you subscribed for Pokemon sounds, but I hope you stayed for the mental illness. Yeah. I hope that's the reason why you stay. If that's not the reason why you stay, please let it be my adorable, cute voice that apparently people really like. Yeah. Hi. Oh. But yeah, this is the whole process. And yes, it is this janky when I'm actually off camera. I want to note that fact. This is not me hamming it up for the camera. I suck this much. I suck this much off camera. So I hope that, man, I hate English. Man, I fucking hate English so goddamn much. But as I was saying, no, I don't ham this shit up for the camera. I just suck this bad. But I digress. I'm pretty good at this game, I might add. But yeah, I deliberately choose this game because I actually think this is my second favorite Pokemon Switch game. My first being Let's Go Eevee, and then I would say this, and then I would say Legends Arceus, and then I would put in Pokemon Mystery Dungeons. No, actually, I say Mystery Dungeons. No, wait, let's make a list real fast. Definitely Mystery Dungeons if we're gonna count side games. You know what? I'm gonna edit out all of that stammering. My favorite Pokemon games on the Switch are Mystery Dungeons, Let's Go Eevee, this game, which is Brilliant Diamond, I might add, Legends Arceus, and that's all the Pokemon games on the Switch. No, I don't care about. I don't care. Nobody fucking correct me. That's all the Pokemon games on the Switch. As I was saying. But yeah, I chose this game in particular because it's, one, it's part of the theme that I've done. Two, if anybody remembers Scarlet and the video I did with that, it's painfully slow. It's bad. I would do it on my Steam Deck, which runs it terrible too. But as said before, I'm currently that thing's currently busy. It also runs terrible on there as well. It's a never win for losing situation when it comes down to the latest Pokemon games. Oh hey, he just turned. Okay. So yeah. I kind of want to do more videos like this kind of merger between podcast, my streams, and like a vlog. I like doing hybrid ideas. I don't like the idea of just trying to stick to one format. I like the idea of making hybrid ideas. Like, you know, taking things that I love or ideas that are like half-assed. Like, I wanted to make a podcast, but that didn't really go anywhere. I realized I kind of suck at just whatever the podcast format is. I suck at it badly. I didn't like it. I thought it was pretty unfun. I wanted to do streaming, but YouTube sucks for streaming. Sorry, not sorry. It sucks. It's awful. And Twitch is terrible these days. It sucks. I went from getting about $100 like every month or two to basically like $10, if that. And my audience retention, or I should say my ability to grow, just immediately died. Especially when Twitch began allowing partial nudity, unless you're a VTuber, that is. And once Twitch began introducing that, I just gave up. I couldn't keep up with the meta that is Twitch. Equally, Twitch became a lot more punishing. As stressed before, you know, when you have mental health issues, nothing's more punishing than an algorithm that penalizes you for not being regular at stuff. Which also limited my ability to work, and it became a problem. It really became a serious problem. I wish it didn't become a problem. It didn't need to become a problem, but it did. So I think the idea of meeting in the middle of making these kind of vlog rants, this like mixture of like vlog rant and gameplay footage, as if it was some kind of video, as if it was some kind of live stream, seems like a fun idea. Especially because I have a lot of these particular videos that I want to make. Or just in general, I want to be able to, or just in general, I just want to be able to... Man, I'm good at this game. Or just in general, I just want to be able to show off some gameplay, or there's a lot of reasons why. The other reason why is that I am a very easily distractible person who really doesn't like to just talk to a camera without something there to kind of focus on. I find that very stressful, actually. So having like a video game in the background that I can focus on while I'm talking actually turned out to be a far less stressful thing for me. Maybe it's because it gives me moments where I can kind of look away from it. Maybe because I can have those quiet moments where, you know, there's at least something going on. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just how my brain works. I just like to have this kind of little distraction in the background. I don't know. Other ideas that I'm considering as well within this format is to do interviews. Like interviewing my wife, interviewing some of my friends, maybe even interviewing other creators if I get the chance. I know a wide variety of people out there that I would love to record a conversation with. I've considered doing that within this format even. Or even whatever format we can do, like maybe we'll be watching videos or some shit, I don't know. Just something fun, you know? Just something fun. That could be a long video, but this is a long format. Part of the reason why I haven't made this video is even though this is a very easy thing to do, making an entire box video is very, very easy. As you can see, it is just start filling up the box, start getting more eggs, hope that you stay ahead of the eggs like I have been, and yeah, it's pretty easy. It's not hard to do. Hell, if you wanted to be a little more lazy, you could potentially just hatch them and just keep putting in the box, you know, like, hatch them randomly or some shit. I prefer to do an entire rows like this, so I like to fill up the box at least enough that I can do an entire row and have some extra. You know, I like to do it that way. I think that way just kind of works the best. I think it's the most efficient. In all honesty, yeah, I don't really care what method anybody else uses. I don't know who would make an entire box of a Pokemon, but if you're interested, there it is. So you best be interested. But yeah, this is the way that it actually really is. It's just going to the spot, riding my bike back and forth. I remember how buttons work in this game. How you? Because how I actually play my Switch is I actually have an Xbox controller with an 8-bit Duo adapter. I do not like the Joy-Cons. I actually think they are a little too small. And I also just find that they are... I prefer the layout with... or the Xbox layout. There, I'll just say it. I just prefer the Xbox layout. I think the Xbox layout's a lot more comfortable. I think having A at the bottom is more comfortable than having A off to the side. Fight me. It's like the same pattern as the PlayStation, but with X at the bottom. Unless you live in Japan for some reason, and then they use 0 for other things. I don't know. I guess it makes sense for reasons that probably are beyond me. But, you know, having the Xbox controller has the same setup as a PlayStation controller. It means I can just pick up both of them and have less issues. Yay! I'm lazy like that. I don't like having to remember button layouts. Fight me. It sucks. Use one layout, people. Use one layout. Do it. Please. Please. I'd like it. Stop making me remember shit. I'm lazy. But yeah, part of the reason why this video is taking so long is because, yeah, it takes about like half an hour to an hour to actually make a video like this. And it's not that bad. The only thing about it is it takes up a moment of my time. And, you know, I'm not very good with time management. That's one of those things that's kind of always sucked. I could be doing this in, say, like, a car or something. I could be doing this in all kinds of ways. But instead I choose to spend my time doing other stuff. More recently, I've been spending my time playing Omari. Because I really wanted a big, sad game, and I decided that's the game that's gonna be sad. It was on sale on Steam, and I took advantage of it. But you see, by doing that, I've stopped having time to do this. And it's like, on one hand, I'm doing one thing that I'm enjoying, but on the other hand, I'm not doing the thing that I enjoy and also other people can enjoy. You know, other people can enjoy knowing that I'm playing Omari, but I don't think other people are going to enjoy Omari vicariously through me. I don't think people are going to. But you know, the brain doesn't work like that. When you have brain damage, you kind of go more for the instant gratification thing, you know? In my case, it's play the game that gives me funky brain juices. It gets those funky brain juices moving, you know? Which, boy oh boy, does Omari do. Omari really gives me those funky brain juices. If anybody's not played it, holy shit, it is a sad game. But you see, that's what I've been spending my time doing instead. Basically, dick all. I've been playing Omari, I've been playing Minecraft, I've been playing Pal World, I've been fiddling with my Steam Deck. I've been doing everything that can best be described as an excuse to not just sit down and do this. Because this is all this is. But at the end of the day, this is going to give me a product that not only do I enjoy the process of making, and I get to have the fun of the behind the scenes of the whole, like, you know, maybe I'll get a shiny in this. I don't know. I'm not really aiming for a shiny, but maybe I get one. Wouldn't it have been fucking wild if there was a shiny there? Wouldn't it have been goddamn fucking wild if there was? But there isn't. Because I'm actually doing this live, as I said. Well, live as I'm recording it. Technically, when it's posted, it will no longer be live, so... I guess get dunked on? I guess. The irony is the Blastoise that I'm using is a shiny that I caught in Pokemon Go. So that's kind of funny. Because as it turns out, I actually didn't have Squirtle. Not in this game, or even in my Pokemon Home. All I had was a shiny Blastoise. So, yeah. I had something rarer than just a standard fucking Squirtle. Yay. I don't know why it be like that sometimes, but it do. So sometimes it just do be like that. Is that over? But as I was saying, I find the idea of merging my ideas to be a lot of fun. You don't know what kind of creativity you can come up with. I'd say the best kind of creativity is to just mash stuff you enjoy together. I love live streaming. I actually do. Despite me not doing it anymore, the largest contributor for that is just it became more expensive, both in the energy department, as in like my own physical energy, it became and in the money department, because I wasn't making any money off of it. I was losing money in it, actually. Because you have to consider I still have to pay for electricity. You know, right now in my office I have multiple lights pointed at me. I have my laptop, I have my mic, I have my external hard drive that is plugged into the wall, specifically storing my video as I'm recording it. You know, I have all this stuff going on right now. Like, that's not cheap shit. Like, that's going to take up my power. And if I'm not making money out of this, then I'm losing money. Now, here are these quick bursts of doing stuff like this. Yeah, I'm going to be losing some money, but not nearly as much money as straight up, you know, streaming multiple days and streaming for multiple hours. And, you know, it sounds bad to say, like, you know, I lost my interest because of money, but, you know, all things considered, everyone who's doing this kind of stuff is doing it for something. I'm doing it because I love it, but also because I do want to make it a living off of it. I never shy away from saying that, and I never will shy away from saying that. I think it's worth being transparent and honest that, you know, this transaction between us is me providing you entertainment or something to watch or listen to, and you provide me with views and whatever comes with that. That is the transaction that's going on here. I'm not gonna pretend like that's not, because why would I? You know, I'm not beholden to any reason not to. I don't have a contract that says I don't need to. I'm just a fucking wolf cat boy. Named the Cat Boy. I'm not even a cat boy. I'm barely even a boy. Weird, right? So lying and saying that this is entirely, you know, just for the fun of it would be silly. That's why I don't stream. You know, I want to make a podcast, but making a podcast by myself turned out to be unproductive, to put it blunt. It became very difficult to do. And of course, I want to make, you know, videos about video games. And I think the first way to do that is to first make videos with video games, I guess you can say. I don't know how I'm putting this. I guess the best way to put it is I'm recording a video game while making a video. So, step 1. It is technically the criteria of a video game video. Yay. You know, there's a lot of ideas I want to do. The entire idea of, like, the Day in the Life of Miko, for example, really was just a bunch of failed ideas. I wanted to make a webcomic, I wanted to make a visual novel, and I wanted to make YouTube videos. So the idea came to be, which is, well, why not just make all of them at once, at the same time? Make YouTube videos in the format of visual novels, but also in the format of a webcomic. You know, it's both of them. And even the Wumbles that came from Animal Crossing was just one of those things that, like, came from, you know, I'm still working on trying to become better at voice acting, at trying to change my voice. I'm still trying to get better at that. And it came from the desire to tell a story without the talent to voice the story. And it's not to say that I'm not confident that people won't like my voice or something. No, it's more to say that I'm not confident that I have the voice acting ability to make this anything other than some cringeworthy nonsense. Which, as much as I love being cringe, because I love being fucking cringe, don't get me wrong. You know, I probably more cringe than the next cringe person next to me. Which, there is no person next to me, there is only a terrarium. With some bugs in it. So either way, I'm more cringe. I'm probably about as cringe as that. So, you know, cringe. Where are these eggs going? Wait. Where are these eggs going? Oh no. Wait. Unfortunately, fast forward this shit. No one wants to watch it. Oh. Oh no. Why did this happen? I don't think it's squirrel eggs. You know what? We're gonna find out if these are actually squirrel eggs. But yeah, I love the interactions of live. Like, I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't love live interactions. I'd be genuinely lying. I love the live interactions. I love live responses. I love that stuff. But I genuinely don't love, like, how the internet's turned with that. How it's become on the internet these days. You know, I don't want to join Kick because honestly, I don't want to. One, every time I've even talked about Kick, all I get is a bunch of people mad about it. I don't know what Kick's done. I don't know what's happening on Kick, and I don't feel like Googling it. So if somebody knows what's going on, leave a comment. just go leave a comment for me. Dank. Like, I don't know what's going on with Kick, but I guess people hate it for some reason. I don't know. I don't want to do Twitch anymore because Twitch just sucks. I'm not doing TikTok, and I'm never making a TikTok. I made a short about that, and I will continue to uphold the point of that short, which is that I will never do TikTok. I also don't understand TikTok live streams. Every time I've seen anything about TikTok live streams, the only thing I've seen about TikTok live streams is how it's really just a bunch of people begging, just straight up constantly begging. If I wanted to beg for something like that, I'd go stream on reality, which sometimes I do. Hey, the Squirtle. That all said, I hope people are at least enjoying listening to this ramble. I've decided I just wanted to, whatever stream of consciousness comes to my mind, just talk it out. I didn't want to talk too much about what's actually on my mind, because the truth is, what's on my mind is a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, and also a lot of excitement. You know, there's some guilt in the fact that I haven't made video content in a while, and the first thing I come back to is revealing that I'm mentally ill. At the same time, there's a lot of joy, because one, I'm making content. You know, I'm doing this while I'm making content, and two, I'm not making one content, I'm making two content. Yeah. Because at the end of this video, or more I will be uploading two separate videos. This video of the making of video, and then a second video, which will be the actual entire box video. So yeah. You know, I'm not making just one, I'm making two. And it's kind of sparked my idea that maybe I should do this every time. Like, wouldn't it be, I think it'd be kind of fun that every time I make a video, video like this, that I make a video along with it where I just ramble at the camera for however long it requires for me to make this video. And that while doing that, I have some commentary on the game and stuff. Like, it becomes more like a mixture of live stream. Hell, maybe I'll do it from within my own Discord server. Speaking of which, Discord server, I have that. Links in the description. Check it out. It's a pretty cool place. It's pretty happening. I'd like it. You may or may not like it. I don't know. I don't care. I do care a little bit. Check it out. But yeah, Discord server. But yeah, I might even do some where I talk to people on my Discord server. Like, these are some ideas that this is what my actual thought process is while I'm making videos like this. Like, what can I do with this kind of content? What can I actually accomplish with it? I think this right here might be just the right amount. Let's go take out my Blastoise and my Ditto. No, just my Blastoise. Except before, I got me a shiny Blastoise in there. Right now it's about 8 o'clock at night, so it's actually dark in the game, but I digress. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun while I make these kind of videos to just kind of chill through my mind and have people sit here and listen to what the creative process is. What's the thought process? What is working, what am I working through? Because I am often doing this to work through this. Part of the reason why I originally even made the first one is I was trying to get a shiny Eevee, but I was also kind of stuck mentally, and I decided that I needed to make something. So I decided to take advantage of all those countless boxes of Eevees that y'all probably have just seen there in the during one of the fast forward moments. There was probably a box of Eevees that y'all probably saw in there. Yeah, that was the result of me trying to get a shiny Eevee, because I really wanted a shiny Eevee. And I didn't want to get one from Pokemon Go, because unfortunately I have a ton of them in Pokemon Go. Getting a shiny in Pokemon Go is not an impressive feature. Sorry to say that, it's not. The shiny rate in Pokemon Go is way too high, especially during community days, which I know they turn them up during community days, but it's too high. It kind of devalues shinies. Like, that's the worst way I can put it. I know some people probably really love their shinies. I love my shinies from Pokemon Go, don't get me wrong, but it devalues them with how common they end up being. You know, the fact that I have a shiny Blastoise, but I didn't have a normal Blastoise. Actually, here, real confession, I have 2 shiny Blastoise. So yeah, the fact that I have 2 of these and no normal ones, and no normal Squirtle, says a lot more about the shiny rate from Pokemon Go than anything else. Now, I probably could have more of them had I actually spent more time. Had I actually spent more time working on them, or I actually sent my Pokemon over. I don't know. I haven't played Pokemon Go in a while. Yep, Oh, good. It looks like I think those eggs were Squirtle. Good, 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 good. Also, yes, me not sure what eggs are what is a very normal thing while I'm doing all this, because I sometimes have a lot of eggs mixed in my boxes. I was trying to do shiny hunting on this game. On top of shiny hunting, I was also doing the big box full of stuff. Yay. Now, all that aside, I'm confident in saying that my next videos, that there will be some new videos that I plan on making like this, playing different games even. Don't think it's just gonna be Pokemon. I have also plans on doing this while playing some Vault Hunters. I have some plans on doing this while playing some Pal World. You know, it's gonna be some random stuff. It's gonna be whatever is that I'm currently grinding in is gonna be something I'm gonna probably want to try and do this with, because you know, you have those hours where you're grinding. That's the thing that kind of that I've had to work through and recognize is that if I'm playing a video game and doing nothing, at least I'm grinding in the game, that is. That is to say that if I'm playing a video game that I am currently grinding in, then I should utilize that time to actually make something. You know, there's that phrase, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. Not a fan, but I get the energy from it. You know, if I'm sitting here doing nothing except for riding a bike back and forth in Pokemon, then I could be utilizing that time to actually make something. And if I utilize that time to make something, it's something that people can enjoy, you know? I've probably repeated myself multiple times over so far. That's a very normal thing for me to do, I guess. I digress. That said, I'm hoping to have a little bit more time, actually. Recently, I don't know where my job is at the moment. As of me making this video, 2 days ago, I was heading to work when my boss had actually texted me to tell me that the contract for the store we were working for has been canceled. So I'm no longer working in that store anymore. I'm still working for the same company, I think, but I've spent the past few days not really knowing what's going on. My boss literally, I had to text my boss just for my boss to finally be like, oh yeah, no, we're still working on stuff, which is confident, which instills so much confidence. It truly does. So I'm currently looking into a lot of different options, possibly getting some unemployment if necessary, or applying for some of the jobs that are nearby, because instead of driving half an hour, and hopefully by doing a lot of that, I will be able to find more time to do stuff like this, which I'm excited about actually, because if I can find more time to do this, then I think more people will be happy to have something. I also have the idea of still wanting to read creepypastas, which I'm practicing right now. So part of the reason why I actually got Omari is because I have to read the game, right? So I've been practicing reading it with my wife, Like, I don't play it alone, to be blunt. I play with my wife there, and I read her the dialogue. So that way I can start practicing reading videos, or reading for videos. I wanted to do something similar to Southern Cannibal, or B-Busta, or even like Mr. Nightmare. I want to be able to do stuff like that. Instead of like doing like your average creepypasta stuff from like 2012, going more into the personal stories that they like to narrate. Because I find that stuff a lot of fun or calming. What a lot of people probably don't know about me is that I actually listen to that stuff while at work, or even before I go to bed. Like, that's just a fact. I actually listen to a lot of that stuff while I'm asleep. I love it. I love this content. And I think that kind of and it's also part of the reason why I even got into content creating, is because I really got inspired by the fact that these are people who don't show their face on camera, but yet still have so much character, so much personality. They have a dedicated community. They have so much going on. And I just kind of dig that fact. I dig the fact that they can be much more, that what they do has this kind of interaction. There's also just the fact of like, it just seems like a really interesting thing to do. I also think it'd be kind of fun to introduce a bit of a different kind of personality to this stuff. I've been how do I put it? Very, these are guys who all have, except for Mr. Nightmare for the most part, but all have very kind of relatively deep voices, and they have this very interesting tone to them. I think it'd be kind of interesting to introduce someone like me to that kind of area. I think that'd be kind of fun. Plus, maybe one day I might be able to get to meet them, or at least talk to them, or be in one of their videos. That'd be fun. I have a lot of aspirations to want to do stuff. That's been one of the things that I've been kind of working towards, is utilizing that aspiration. Utilizing a lot of that, like, I have goals. I have things I want to do. I have things I want to accomplish. I don't want to not accomplish this. I heavily recommend people actually get therapy. I heavily recommend that if people have a dream, to actually try and work towards that. People hesitate because of so many reasons. They hesitate because they're afraid they'll not be liked, or that they might be cringe. But a lot of that is also self-confidence. A lot of that is also, like, it's other problems. It's all kinds of external problems. In my case, it was a lot of self-confidence. It was my own mental health. It was my own physical health. And it was my own busy schedule. But as I've been chipping away at this and chipping into finding more time, like, that stuff, it became easier and easier to want to do this. And now it's becoming easier to actually do it. And I will say that because it's becoming easier to actually do it, I'm actually finding myself, I hope, relaxing. I hope it comes off well, that I'm feeling a lot more relaxed, actually. When I first hit record on this, an hour and 2 minutes ago, as of me saying this, I was very anxious. That's kind of why I repeat myself a lot, actually. I was feeling quite anxious, but I'm feeling a little more relaxed, actually. I'm feeling a little more comfortable doing this kind of stuff. And I think we need more. I think I need to do more of this to get myself much more comfortable in this mindset that I'm basically making a diary, if anything else. Not, I guess, a vlog, but more of a diary. This is more of just my incoherent thoughts. That's why I would call this more of a diary. It's the thoughts that are going on in my mind that are incoherent and coming out and being strung together. And I think it'd be helpful to actually do this, because I think it would not only help myself, but I think it will help other people who are watching. I want people who are watching to be able to... I really kind of hope that as they're watching, that they get to see some progress that I'm going through. That they get to see effects of something like therapy, that they get to see the effects of voice therapy, that they get to see the effects of medication, that they get to see the effects of everything that I'm going through. I originally wanted to start this channel when I first started my transition, but I chose not to. So I have an entire bunch of footage that is just lost. It's gone now, actually. I had actually recorded at least 20 minutes of footage for the first day that I was actually, first day I started my HRT, and it's gone. It's been deleted. So I think instead what this is, now this is about a week out from the first time I started taking my medication, but I'm still getting acclimated to it. So if anything, I can consider this the first recording of when I first got my first started getting therapy and medication, all that stuff. And also this is the second week of me doing voice therapy, so we can count that too. I think it'd be kind of fun as we go along to be able to look back on this stuff and see how I get better, or and see how I improve, or see anything. I believe I'm going to keep improving. That's the one confident thing I want to keep saying. No matter how many ups and downs there is, I believe I can keep improving. I think the more you do something, the more you do get better at it. Which isn't a controversial statement, nor is it anything illogical, but I have to repeat that for myself. And I think I have to repeat that for other people as well. That the more you do something, the better you're gonna get at it. But first you have to suck. First you have to not know what you're doing. To know what you're doing, you first have to not know. To quote Jake the dog, sucking at something is just the first step at being kinda good at something. Great words of wisdom that came from that dog. But I do stand by that belief. You first have to suck. You first have to not know what you're doing. Because nobody ever just inherently becomes great. You know, you look at an artist and you think, wow, they must, like, you don't think about how many, you think of how good they are, but you don't think of how many years it took for them to get that good. You listen to a musician and you hear how great they sing, but you never think about how many years they put into it. This is gonna, what I want to do is to have this be that kind of raw, like, behind the curtains look at, like, what is going into the mind of a person who is both fighting their own mind while simultaneously learning to overcome it, to overcome a lot of those anxieties, to overcome that motivation that tells me that I'm tired and I should go to bed, that I should just lay down and take a nap instead of making a video and just putting it off till tomorrow, because, you know, technically I wouldn't be working tomorrow anyway, so I can always do it tomorrow. It's me fighting against those thoughts, those very deeply rooted thoughts that keep me from being happy. And I'm willing to bet that a lot of you are dealing with the same thing as well, these thoughts that keep you from being happy. And I'm not saying that you can just stop doing those thoughts. What I am saying though is that you can fight against them. You can do therapy. You can learn them. You can learn these patterns. You just have to be honest. That's the point of something like Male Mental Health Month, is that it is about recognizing that male mental health exists. Period, really. Like, it exists. Males, men, demi-boys, boys, AMABs, every one of y'all. And yes, this includes trans men too, all of us. All males of any variety have mental health problems. That is a fact that seems so controversial and ignored, but yet it's so true. And yet it's so often mocked or treated like shit or forgotten or only ever brought up in so many dumb, belittling ways. In so many ways, male mental health is treated so poorly. Part of the reason why I didn't even try and talk about this stuff was because of, like, how it's perceived. There's that anxiety that you have when talking about your mental health, even. Hell, trying to talk to a health professional is so difficult because you're convinced in so many ways on the problems with this. take for instance, sorry. You're convinced on so many things about this, yet it doesn't make it go away. Pretending you're not mentally, that you're not dealing with these problems or that you're not mentally well doesn't make it go away. If anything, it just makes it worse. It makes you feel more depressed about it because now you're just feeling trapped, isolated, alone. You feel awful. And there's nobody should live like that. It's not okay to live like that, actually. You can't walk it off. Trust me. You can't do it. The only way to deal with it is to actually work on it. And it's fascinating to have an entire month during Pride where everybody, where a lot of people don't really think about this. But I think it's worth thinking about this more now than ever. The LGBT community has so many problems going on for so many different reasons. To ignore this problem, to only celebrate, really kind of, it doesn't help at all. Not saying you shouldn't celebrate, because honestly, you know, go at it. You know, life's short. Life is like that. Alright, sorry I was interrupted there. So yeah, I digress. We're getting close to having this completely done, and then we're gonna have a video made after this. And that's gonna be good. So what I am hoping for at the end of all this is to actually see where I end up. Do I get better at articulating things? Do I get better at getting my thoughts out there? Do I learn how to progress forward in a conversation, you know? Do I learn this stuff as time goes on? You know, I've been told before, do I... Future me, edit this out. You know, the end goal on this as well is to go back and be able to listen to myself as well and see where I can do better. See where I do things like talk in circles, see where I repeat myself, you know, to see all of that stuff. It's important to do that, you know? Because doing that is doing that is a good way to learn. It's a good way to get better at it. Hell, part of the reason why my own video editor is for that very reason, to be able to go back and look at my own stuff and be like, that was awful. Or in many cases, that's an absolute fucking banger. That's the reason why. That's part of the reason why I'm my own editor on that one, because then I can do that. If I had someone else who was an editor, then they'd be editing my stuff. Then you know, I'd have to take feedback from them. That's no good. Oh my god. Plus, if future me doesn't want to watch a video, then I'm pretty sure nobody else would. But future me is also my biggest fan. So I don't know if future me is a good person to reference for my own content, because you know future me is already pretty biased. Yeah, future me already has their opinion made up about my content, which is it's perfect, it's amazing, but also cringe, unbased even, whatever the opposite of based is, which is. We are on the final stretch on this one. I hope the recording came out well. I've not actually checked anything. If it didn't come out well, I'll be sad, but at least I'll have a video at the end. I might be editing out some of the, so if there's a lot of cuts in this, it's because I probably did edit a lot of the rambles. There's a lot of times when I did do a lot of repeats. You know, I say I don't want to edit these things, and then I over-edit them. I feel like that's just how it is. I feel like that's just how it be sometimes, is that you say that you're not going to do something, and then you just do it anyways. But whatever. I guess that's also something to learn from. I think the next time I do this, I'm going to tell some stories, actually. I might write down a story to act, or at least I might branch out, like, instead of writing down, like, a full-ass story, just write down the bullet points, and then, like, assemble the story through those bullet points. If you've watched, Lindy Beige, something similar to that, actually, where he seems to, like, have these, like, bullet points of the things that he wants to talk about, but then, like, there's no real script to it. He has, like, just this idea, and then he, like, goes off on tangents, and he's got fantastic content. I think next time I make more video like this, I'll try to do something like that, where I tell a story, maybe from my own personal life. Actually, instead of saying maybe, definitely from my own personal life. The next time I make a video like this, it's going to be a story from my own personal life to really kind of make it so I'm less prone to doing certain things that I would normally do. But also because I think it'd be kind of fun. I've lived a very interesting life. I've lived a very complicated life. You know, you don't end up in therapy or having a problem because, you know, you lived a boring life. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. If you live a boring life, then yeah, not fun. That's what happens? Oh my god. Glad I got that camera. I don't know if anybody else ever has seen that, but if you hatch an egg on the slimy thing, on this thing, right here, yeah, it just continues to push you up. Huh. I learned that today. And one more to go. So if y'all want to hear an interesting story, you know, I'll conjure something up from the depths of my memory, and I'll talk about it. Maybe I'll just keep doing that kind of format. Maybe I'll talk about some good stuff. Maybe I'll talk about some bad stuff. I don't know. I'm just doing whatever I'm doing. I remember watching Rendog. He did something similar to what I'm talking about, or I should say he did the exact same thing I'm talking about. It was when he was doing a video. He did like 3 videos before going to South Africa, where the videos was just him just kind of doing a random nonsense grind task and on the Hermitcraft server while he was telling stories from when he was a boy. So if you want to consider something to that effect, that's more the vibe I'm going for. Where I'm taking time to do the grindy stuff and doing something like that. I'm considering making a small series as well. Actually, not by considering, I mean, I'm actually planning on making a series for Pal World that I should probably actually start getting set up for. And maybe I'll start setting that up for in a little bit. As said before, I'm probably going to find myself having way more free time than I used to have in the past. And I'm also planning on trying to make more free time than I've ever had in the past. You know, instead of relying on, like, unpredictability on this shit. Oh, for crying out loud. Because rampant unpredictability, because, you know, I'd like to have some more predictability on all this. I'd like to be able to make more content. Yeah. And with that, we are going to make the box. We are going to end this part of the video. I hope people enjoyed this, or at least got something out of this. It looks like my game froze, so I'm going to fix that. Goodbye, everyone. Have fun and tune in for the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe. editor here. Good news, the game didn't freeze, so, yeah. The controller just died halfway through that. Yeah, happens, I guess. Anyways,